Can Stranger Things Part 2 save Dead by Daylight? Now, either this is the dumbest question to ask or kind of a complicated one. Here's what I think. The absolute letdown that Behavior has been doing with just failed PTBs or failed promises over the last couple of months, it has been very rough, and Behavior does need a big win. And do I think that when Stranger Things gets here in January, it's probably going to bring in a lot of people. Considering that Stranger Things in the first place was one of the first licenses to boom Dead by Daylight's player base. So do I think it will be really big for the game? Absolutely. But will it actually change the state of anything? Definitely not. So this is going to be today's question. What I think will happen when Stranger Things Part 2 comes into Dead by Daylight is that the player base is going to go buck wild because, I mean, it's Stranger Things. And they're probably going to bring in a lot of new players and also probably bring back a lot of the old player base too. But I feel like either if they plan the PTB or even after the PTB when the chapter launches, the problem's going to be is the game is still in the worst state it's ever been in its 9 years of existence. That's why I am going into this, because honestly, this is a thing I've wanted to happen for a while. I even called this back in like January or so. Whenever I made a video about licenses I really want, I called it. I'm very excited, and I think it is helping the player base just a little bit, considering that it seemed like for a while there was no new content to look forward, and every single PTB or update was not helping.
Like I even said in my recent video, I prefer we get new content that's broken than we just have no new content and the game is still broken. So at the very least, we'll have new shiny toys to play with, and a new killer is, right up that alley. Obviously, we're going to get new survivors as well from the show, and I like the IP. I'm a fan of Stranger Things, so I'm excited for it.
What Behavior should do right now, before Stranger Things even comes out, is start making a very long list of either major or the oldest bugs in the game and start cracking them out, because it's going to bring in a lot of new player base. It's going to bring in a lot of the old players. I'm telling you, if the game is going to be in the same state, it having a massive license isn't going to change how the game's going to be played. It's still going to be miserable. It's not going to be any fun. So what they actually need to do is take initiative and actually start nailing down on these bugs and not do blanket changes or do things that no one even asked for in the first place. This is the best step that they could do going forward when they're going to bring in all these players, because I know that Stranger Things is going to be this big where it's going to do it again. And now this is a big hope and a big please let's hope they do this. They probably honestly won't, because Behavior has just been taking L after L constantly. This is probably a good suggestion and the best thing that they could do going forward to keep their game from just sucking balls right now. So, I think the overall answer to this question is that Stranger Things will absolutely 100% boost the player base, no guarantee about that. But it's gonna lose that player base because the old players are gonna come back and they're gonna play the same crappy game that it's been going on for almost this entire year, basically. So either they really have to promise something going forward into 2026 to really try to hone in on the player base and stop promising things that they're not going to do. They keep promising things that are going to change, and then they never change. But I want to hear your guys' opinion on this, and also I want to hear how excited you guys are for, Stranger Things, whether you like it or don't like it or don't care for it, whatever the opinion might be. Me personally, I'm actually pretty hyped, even though considering I just have not touched Dead by Daylight in a hot minute. So I think with all of that being said, I will see you guys in the next Dead by Daylight video.